Welcome back to the Chensor Dynasty, and that is a lie. We'll be right back. No, we are back! That's right, we're back already here at the Chensor Dynasty. You are at the AskJCHENSOR Q&A section today of today's stream. Welcome to everybody watching on YouTube, as well as all the people here in the chat talking about stuff. We were talking about fighting games. We were talking about Seth in Street Fighter V. And we started talking about the Marvel vs. Capcom rumors or accidental leak from that one voice actor who did the voice of V in Devil May Cry 5, having a tweet saying, "I'm so excited for the next Marvel vs. game," and then something or other about like it might be a little different or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's walking it back. Like a day later, he's like, "I didn't mean it that way. I just meant I would be excited if there was a new versus game, etc., because blah, blah, blah." And it feels like such a PR walk back and finding a way to twist what he said into a unleaky situation. Now, here's the thing for me is that if you want to send me the link, Toshin, feel free. I don't want to believe it. Because I just don't want to believe it. I just don't want to believe it, right? I just, like, I don't want to get my hopes up. Like, I just keep picturing that gif from Endgame, right? Of Hawkeye just going like, don't give me hope, you know? Like, I just don't want to have that hope. So I'm not going to I don't want to sit here and think about it that much. There's not going to be any Marvel in there, dude. If Capcom is doing a versus game, I personally believe it's just going to be a pure versus game. It's going to be Capcom versus Capcom. And in fact, if Capcom actually created a game and literally titled it Capcom versus Capcom, I would give them so much props. I would give them so much props, dude. So I think that would be the right way to go. I would excise Marvel from the game just so you can have your own franchises in this game. You'll never have to worry about getting permission from all these other people and all this other stuff. You don't have to do all this stupid Marvel approval garbage and stuff like that. So, or just make another versus Tatsunoko or something like that. That's how I would do it, right? A Tekken fighting game. Dude, if they just made Tekken the fighting game, that would actually be kind of neat, to be honest. It would be like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Go from mobile to fighting game. Yeah, Capcom Fighting Jam, but good. But good. So, I do not think, I'm not, like I said, I'm not holding my breath for anything. I'd rather believe that his tweet was a mistake and that he wasn't accidentally leaking something and that he was just legit talking about that. I would rather believe that just so I don't get my hopes up for anything. But the whole thing is just so darn suspicious. It's just the way that it was stated and the walk back. I mean, someone link me the tweets. Someone link me the guy's account because I want to Capcom versus leak V voice actor. I just want to Brian Hanford, he's the one. So if we go here, so Brian Hanford said in a tweet, absolutely pumped for the next hashtag Capcom versus game. New characters, but could be very familiar. I mean, and then there's that MVC2 thing that's happening at EVO, and so it's like, and it's like, what? But then Brian Hanford tweeted out, let me be 100% clear. I have, all caps, no knowledge of any new Capcom games or the potential of what any of their games may entail. This tweet, and he quote tweeted his other tweet, was about me being a big fan and seeing an Instagram ad about Capcom characters. Again, please understand I am in no way teasing or revealing info. Let me be 100% clear. My lawyer just reminded me of my NDA. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. But yeah, this is the situation that we're in right now. And it's a very, very interesting situation. So, like I said, I want to believe that he 100% in no way has any knowledge of anything that Capcom is doing. I would rather have that happen and believe that than anything. So, the only thing that, I mean, look, the only thing that would kind of make me believe that he actually doesn't know anything is that Mr. Wizard responded to that tweet with LOL exclamation mark. And if this really was something that was going to be revealed at EVO and it accidentally got leaked, I think Wizard would actually be a lot more angry about it. That, you know, something that was supposed to be announced at EVO got leaked. I think he would be a lot more angry about it. But the fact that he actually responded with LOL almost kind of makes me believe that there is nothing planned to be announced at EVO or anything like that. So, oh, man. Well, Toshin, that's actually untrue because I am going to Texas for ST. Maybe. Dectalon, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know. Man. God. He even had a hashtag VS Capcom. Brian Hanford even had a hashtag built into that tweet. Hashtag Capcom VS. It's like there was some sort of marketing thing that he accidentally blundered too early or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Don't make me believe. Don't make me believing. Oh, man. I mean, they kind of almost did it that one time where that voice actor for Guile's Commander kind of, or someone made some sort of reference to that, but he didn't actually end up being a character. So I don't know. I don't know. It's, I just, look, like I said, if Capcom is going to do a new versus game, in my opinion, I would want it to have no crossover, no associate. I just want it to be Capcom versus Capcom. Or just Teppen the fighting game or something like that. Just make it a versus game between Capcom franchises. Then you can do whatever you want with it. Then you can market it however you want with it. You can put it in any Capcom Pro Tour. You don't have to worry about... I mean, there was the video recently of Hungrybox talking about Nintendo and kind of chastising Nintendo for... not supporting Melee and stuff like that, and all of that stuff. One of the interesting things about that a lot of people aren't, probably are not familiar with in that situation is that Nintendo, in order to support something like Melee or something like Ultimate, has to redo a lot of contracts, right? If their contracts to begin with all of the crossover stuff that's happening in the game, there's so much crossover in that game that in order to make it a tournament where Nintendo runs a tournament and has the ability to show all these things in the tournament environment, they would probably have to craft entire new contracts with every single one of these companies for the right to display during tournaments for profit, etc., etc. Whatever contract they've signed with people for even like, you know, ghosts or the spirits or whatever like that, or even just like the assist trophies and things like that, they would have to redo a lot of the contracts if they didn't do it initially, right? Or they would have to ban certain characters, or they would have to ban certain music from the game, etc., etc. It's a dicey situation. This has had to have been done for previous versions of Super Smash Brothers on streams at official events. You can't stream certain characters' music and stuff like that, right? There's a lot of red tape. And so for Nintendo to take something like Ultimate and be like, all right, let's do a league and let's support it, it's not as simple as people would want it to be. It's a lot more complicated, in my opinion. The Roger Rabbit problem. I like that description, actually. I like that description. Yeah, exactly, Crack Prom. Like, most people don't know how things work, right? It's just... So that's kind of why I would rather have Capcom just do a Capcom Versus, which is why, you know, I know, again, a lot of people got mad at me for saying that, you know, if Street Fighter died, I feel like the fighting game community would kind of die with it. I don't mean like disappear, I just mean like any hope for massive esports would kind of go away. It's not like that as much nowadays because games like Tekken have really kind of stepped into the forefront and have really started pushing things a lot as well. But at the time I said that, one of the main reasons why I said that was also because Capcom owns the entire license for Street Fighter. So anything that Capcom wants to do with the Street Fighter tournament, they can do. And Street Fighter is the only one that's gotten into the public mind in terms of you know, just pop culture. Right? Street Fighter is the most pop culture friendly of all the fighting games that we have out there, and the least amount of rights issues. I mean, right now, I heard that even just to get Karen Kanzuki into Street Fighter V, they had to work with the manga artist that actually created and invented Karen, right? So there's still even rights issues in that kind of situation, right? They had to set up a new contract with the manga artist who created Karen just to put her in the game. Rights are a really, really kind of a frustrating thing to deal with. And if Nintendo wanted Smash Ultimate to be an actual tournament game, the amount of rewriting contracts and rights that they would have to go through, and some of these other companies like, you know, Konami would be like, oh, okay, you're gonna put Snake in this tournament, well, we want a piece of this tournament here then as well, whatever you make out of that, because Snake is really popular and your tournament is succeeding because of Snake. You know, or Bayonetta, you know, they could do the Sonic. Sega can be like, look how popular our movie is right now, you know, we want a piece of that or whatever, if you ever do tournaments like that. It's just not simple for Nintendo to just be like, yes, here's Ultimate Tournament. Like, it's just not that easy. It's why Dragon Ball FighterZ, yeah, is tough. It's hard for Dragon Ball FighterZ to get a lot of things going with that because they also, you know, every time they want to do anything with that, you have to answer to like 3 companies out there that have to give approval. That process is really frustrating. So I don't want a Capcom versus game with Marvel anymore. I really just don't. As much as I would miss Magneto, Storm, Sentinel, you know, Wolverine, all these characters like that, I just don't want it anymore because I'd rather take off those handcuffs and let Capcom do whatever the hell they want. Because right now, the way it is, I think it's so limiting for Capcom to have to worry about these rights things. So if they just made it so that it's Amaterasu versus, you know, Wesker versus Phoenix Wright versus, you know, whatever Capcom characters. Ah, God, it would just be so much easier for them. It's just so much easier. The more outside characters, the more difficult it will be. Exactly, Darth Protoman. So, does Marvel even have a blue-haired Catwoman with glasses? So, to be fair, B. Mikey P, Catwoman has nothing to do with it. Blue hair and glasses, yes. Catwoman has nothing to do with it. I don't have an obsession with Catwoman, but blue hair and glasses, yes. And leggy dames, yes. Those 3 are probably the main thing. So if they put Kyoko in the game and just dyed her hair blue, or there's an alternate color of Kyoko with blue hair, God, I think I'm all in. I think that's it right there. I think that would be it for me at that point in time. That would be my ultimate character at that point. Yeah, obviously part of the appeal of the Versus series is the clash of the titles, and that's absolutely true. To not have the clash of those titles is kind of a letdown in a lot of ways. But like I said, in terms of just having it be an esport and a fighting game that they could budget themselves, that they can make the decisions that they want to the game themselves. Even within Capcom, it's probably going to be hard to do it because the creator of, or the guy currently responsible for Devil May Cry might say, make sure you don't make Nero weak, or, you know, or the person who created Amaterasu could still be off to the side and just being like, no, like if you're gonna put this character in the game, you need, like, even within the company, it's gonna be harder to do for rights management, which is the crazy part. But at some point, like, it's still gonna be a lot easier than everything else. So the Marvel name definitely draws people in, especially nowadays. Marvel would draw a lot of people in. A lot of people would draw people in. So. Because like I said, anything with Marvel's name on it right now is like everybody is so interested in it and everybody wants to see it. So, yeah. See, according to Neuramaz right there, friends casually play Marvel. The only other fighting game they touch is Smash. To be honest, I don't see Disney allowing Capcom to use characters not related to the MCU. Yeah, I mean, it's probably true too, although they've been talking about potentially bringing in the mutants little by little. There was rumors that Rogue is going to be the bad guy in Captain Marvel, you know, because that's where Rogue got most of her powers from, was from Captain Marvel, right? So it'd be interesting to have her be kind of a villain turned good guy by the end of the movie or something like that, which would be really cool. By the way, I've only just recently started watching the Fox X-Men cartoons for the first time ever, thanks to Disney Plus, and without question, in my opinion, Rogue is like the standout in that cartoon, dude. That's like really, really... She's so, like, adorable in that cartoon, dude. That's super awesome. That's the rumors that I've heard. Obviously, probably it's just rumors at this point in time, but that would actually be cool. But, I mean, within the Marvel context, that's why Rogue is so strong and can fly and everything, because she sucked Captain Marvel's powers, and a lot of those powers just kind of stuck with her because they were... that's how powerful Captain Marvel was, is when she absorbed it, it didn't go away or anything like that. So it would be really interesting to have Rogue be introduced to the universe that way. But if Marvel decided to introduce the characters one by one in terms of X-Men and slowly integrate them in the MCU, I think that would actually be really, really cool, huh? Yeah, dude, like, seriously, like, Rogue is actually really adorable in that cartoon, dude. Really, really adorable. Ant-Man, Wasp, and Endgame to totally justify mutants suddenly being a thing. Yeah, a lot of people have talked about a lot of really interesting ways that they could do that, right? So here's another one that people said, is that when Thanos snapped away the Infinity Gems, it caused a giant energy burst, that thwam, like that, right? So, people said that explosion that Thanos did, that created that giant energy wave when he destroyed the gems, might have hit 4 astronauts in some sort of space shuttle somewhere or anything like that, and then turned one of them into a stretchy guy, and then turned another one into a flaming, you know, person who can launch themselves in fire. Another girl could turn themselves invisible, and, you know, stuff like that. Like, that would actually be really crafty if that's how they did that. So, yeah, the original Wasp can do anything. I mean, honestly, they could do anything. They could do anything at this point, which is kind of neat. And the quantum realm to bring everybody back. A reverse House of M would be crazy. I'm actually super... That would be funny if they brought Chris Evans back as Human Torch. I'm actually really excited for Doctor Strange and the Wanda, the Scarlet Witch movie. I'm actually really hyped for that, because if it can get that crazy with magic and stuff like that, I think it's actually going to be really, really fun. Oh, man. It's always funny too, because a lot of I think everybody is absolutely aware that, obviously the Scarlet Witch is the Olsen twins' sister, but it's just so funny because she's like the one that like really can act and just didn't destroy herself with fame and popularity and drugs and everything like that and everything like that. So it's really sad to see. For Seth, I have actually just been using mostly he and him, just because that's the way they describe him in the game itself. They've been using male pronouns. I have used they and them on Twitter a couple of times, and then sometimes I'll just say she and her, because visually that's just what I see and that's the words that come out of my mouth. So to be honest with you, at this point in time, I think it's just open season. I think you can actually do whatever you want. What the heck? What's Seth's story? How is Seth's story is actually sad? How is Seth's story actually sad? It's kind of weird to me. Well, I mean, the other Olsen twins, maybe they could act, but they ended up just I mean, obviously they've physically destroyed themselves with drugs and just, the fame got to them. They fell down that standard path of the child Hollywood stars. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, some of the voice lines are really interesting. A rogue replacement bot? I'm not sure. He's basically malfunctioning and has a personality disorder. Huh. Yeah, say no to... Oh, yeah, okay, so say no but Weebs did not know. Yeah, if you look at her, if you look at Scarlet Witch, she really looks like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. There's a very family similarity there, but, Elizabeth Olsen, she is their younger sister, so... but she's really crafted herself a really nice acting career. She's starred in some really good movies and stuff like that, so more than just Avengers stuff. Seth is back and wants revenge on Bison, but he's already dead, so Seth goes after people with psycho power like Ed and Falk. This is just weird. I don't... you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe I'll play the story mode at one point just to see what the hell is going on. Oh, man. But, okay. Anyways, hey, look who decided to join me. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Good kitty. Good kitty. Hi. Hi. Oh, you want to climb in my lap over here? Oh, yeah. Here she comes. Onto the lap. Onto the lap. Come on. Good kitty. What if the netcode patch comes with another story mode? Stop it, anime lover. Stop it. Stop it. We don't... One, the story mode wasn't that great anyway, so who cares? And two, let's just be happy with whatever we can get, okay? Oh, man. Okay. I mean, it's an interesting thing, right? Because Seth, I mean, there was the whole thing with the dolls and stuff that I'm still not sure exactly why M. Bison wanted to use the body of the dolls, and I'm still not exactly sure what that story is all about. So that whole thing is kind of weird and everything, so... the chess pieces, yeah, and Nikali was a sheep that basically did nothing. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Do you... Jasmine, you are just hitting this microphone. All right, use the microphone to scratch your cheeks. Use the microphone to scratch your cheeks. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. If you guys have any other questions for this Q&A section, otherwise, what I'll do is I'll actually just switch over to the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and we can just start doing beginner lobbies at this point in time. This is kind of a situation for you guys to come in and play. I was going to use another character besides Luane, but I haven't had a chance to lab anybody, so I'm probably just going to keep playing Luane for today's session. I'd like to learn more about some of the other characters, like I'd like to fight more Percivals and stuff like that, just to see what some of the other characters are about. But it is designed to be a beginner lobby for all of us to learn, so if you are really good, you know, and you come in here, I mean, a lot of people like to stream snipe, come in and flex on people and feel good about themselves and leave. I mean, whatever, go for it, I guess. But, you know, if you're not a troll, or if you're not somebody who just has to find ways to make themselves feel good about themselves, you know, keep the lobby open for the beginners out there to learn the game, because I'm trying to promote that kind of environment here. G is supposed to be the boss character for Street Fighter V. That actually makes sense. So the lobbies will probably go until about like 7:30 or 8 o'clock as usual. So probably for a few hours, for a couple of hours, 2.5 hours or so, like that. But if you guys don't have any more questions, thanks guys for tuning in to AskJCHENSOR here on February 17th. On twitch.tv/jchensor if you're watching this on YouTube. Please like and subscribe below in the chat. And if they are going to make a Capcom versus game, which Capcom character do you want to see show up in the game? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you take a second to click like and subscribe on YouTube. If you guys are watching this on Twitch, if you guys appreciate this content, the goal is to get to 250 subs by June. That will help me a lot, be able to keep this streaming and commentary life going. Otherwise, I will probably have to grab another job and won't be able to commentate as much anymore, which will make me very sad. Obviously, that's a very selfish kind of thing to want. I mean, please support my career kind of thing. But, you know, if you do enjoy the content, if I am giving you guys good content that you feel worth your time and your income, feel free to subscribe. If I am not, then don't even bother. It's all good. Take care of yourself, or subscribe to other people that you do feel like are giving you quality content. But thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out here. For those of you on Twitch, don't go anywhere. The Grand Blue Fantasy versus beginner lobbies are going to start right after this, and I'm not sure if I'll get those on YouTube. We'll see what happens. But thanks guys for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.